The woman deliberately dropped her files in front of her boss, seizing the moment to flash a glimpse of her toned legs. Instantly, it stirred his protective instincts. Seeing him hooked, she accidentally brushed her hand against his, a small but calculated move that made the boss take notice of her on her very first day. Her goal was simple, to become the next Mrs. Boss. When a coworker warned her to back off, pointing out that the boss was already married with kids, she didn't listen. Instead, she doubled down. Every time she passed his office, she'd pause to adjust her shoes, flaunting her figure. Yet the boss seemed indifferent. Undeterred, she made her next move. She snatched the secretary position right out from under the current hire. Now, she could be by his side all the time. And it worked. Day after day, she grew bolder, teasing him, even lunging at him in a brazen attempt to force herself on him. The married boss shoved her away, but his resistance only fueled her obsession. Enraged, and terrified of a scandal that could cost him his career, he finally snapped, pushing her aside and storming off. But she wasn't done. She followed him to his car, unbuttoning her blouse until her curves were on full display. The boss, furious, yelled at her to get out. Defeated, but not deterred, she cursed under her breath as she stepped onto the curb. At the company party, she slipped a pill into his drink. Soon, his head grew heavy, and he collapsed into bed at his hotel, unaware she'd slipped into his room. The next morning, he woke up groggy, remembering nothing. At work, her chair was empty. She resigned, someone said. Relieved, he thought it was over. Until she showed up in his house. She'd barely stretched out on his bed when the boss's wife walked in. No words, just fists. Their brawl spilled from the bedroom into the hallway. Then, disaster struck. The woman slipped, dangling over the railing. And just as her grip began to fail,